This is 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV for Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. Item number 5 today, more questions about the Trump assassination attempt. Besides the obvious one that I mentioned yesterday, which was how a young man who was such a poor shot in high school just 2 years ago that he couldn't make his high school's competitive rifle shooting team come within 2 inches of ending the life of President Trump over a distance of about 450 feet. Kind of an important question to answer, but we now also know that the roof from which Thomas Matthew Crooks allegedly took his shot had been flagged in advance by the Secret Service as a security vulnerability, which begs the question, why wasn't there a member of the Secret Service or local law enforcement up there to keep people off that roof? Well, both the Secret Service, local law enforcement pointing fingers at each other. It was their jurisdiction. No, they were supposed to do it. Got to answer that question. I'll repeat what I've said since Monday. President Trump's security team has been asking the Department of Homeland Security for weeks for additional Secret Service personnel to beef up security around Trump. They have been denied thus far, just as DHS has denied requests by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for Secret Service protection, which is really odd considering what happened to Kennedy's own father, Robert F. Kennedy, assassinated while running for president in 1968. His uncle, John F. Kennedy. What does it mean? Don't know, just more questions that need to be answered. We also learned today that the FBI's Pittsburgh field office, which is the same office tasked with investigating the Hunter Biden laptop, they will be handling the investigation into what happened on Saturday in Butler County, Pennsylvania. One interesting thing, the last few days, watching liberals express their gratitude that President Trump was only slightly injured and then calling for calm. I mean, many of these people are the same ones that for the last 8 years have been calling Trump and his supporters Nazis, threats to our democracy, threats to national security. If they legitimately believe that, why would they be relieved that he survived? In other words, were they lying then, or are they lying now? Answer is probably yes to both. I mean, which way is the political wind going, and gauge your public statement based on that. Politics is a nasty blood sport. Topic number 4, Trump gets a win in court. U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon dismissed the classified documents case against former President Trump on Monday, finding that Special Counsel Jack Smith's appointment violates the Appointments Clause. Her 93-page opinion and order was issued after days of oral arguments. It basically was over the statutory authority of the Justice Department and Attorney General Merrick Garland used to appoint Mr. Smith. The Justice Department arguing that Smith was an inferior officer of the court and did not require presidential appointment and approval by the United States Senate. Trump's defense team arguing that Smith was a principal officer, which under the Constitution requires a presidential appointment approved by the Senate. Smith was appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland. Judge Cannon found that he was, in fact, an inferior officer, but here's the catch. Cabinet heads, like Attorney General Garland, can only appoint inferior officers, like the special counsel, if Congress specifically passes a law authorizing that department head to do so. And that is not the case here with Special Counsel Smith. So prosecutors probably will appeal the order. This dismissal will not affect the second case being brought by Jack Smith against former President Trump in the District of Columbia, at least not yet. The appeals will probably bring this all the way to the Supreme Court. It will probably result in both cases being dismissed against President Trump. Topic number 3, the Skynet scenario. OpenAI whistleblowers. OpenAI, by the way, the company that created the neural network that powers ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence. Whistleblowers from OpenAI have filed a complaint with the Securities and Exchange Commission, alleging that the company, OpenAI, has illegally prohibited its employees from warning federal regulators about the risks that their technology may pose to humanity. The whistleblower said that OpenAI compelled employees to sign overly restrictive employment, severance, and non-disclosure agreements that it could have led to penalties against those workers who raised concerns about OpenAI to federal regulators. Now, OpenAI started as a nonprofit organization trying to develop these neural networks, the technology, for the benefit of humanity. But they are now for-profit, and they've got some heavyweight investors behind them, including Microsoft. Washington Post reporting on Friday that OpenAI rushed its latest AI model out despite, to meet a deadline, a May deadline set by company leaders, despite concerns from employees that the company had failed to live up to its own safety and security testing protocols. These protocols in place to keep AI safe from catastrophic harms like teaching users to build bioweapons or helping hackers develop new kinds of cyber attacks. The profit motive now taking priority over safety. And this, my friends, is how we will wind up with the Terminator someday. Topic number 2, Ishtar in Houston. You might remember last year we talked about a really creepy statue that had been mounted on a court building in Manhattan, honoring the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The statue, called Witness, described as a monument to women and justice. It was beheaded in Houston last week. It's been moved to the University of Houston, where it is now on display. During Hurricane Beryl, a vandal went out and knocked the head off the statue. Now look, we don't condone this kind of defacing vandalism of public property, but look at the statue. Intended as a monument to women and justice. It has snakes for arms. It has snakes for arms. Look, when your statue honoring women and justice bears an uncanny resemblance to descriptions from the ancient world of fallen angels, maybe you're honoring the wrong side. Just saying. Again, not condoning the vandalism of the statue, somebody taking matters into their own hands, but bizarre that this was intended and presented by the media, described by the media, as a tribute to the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. To me, and others whom I respect, it really bears a strong resemblance to ancient depictions of the goddess Ishtar or Inanna. And she was not one of the good guys. Coming up, a creative explanation from the mayor of Chicago over gun violence in that city. You'll never guess who he blames. That's next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible book, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, in the Lynette Hill special offer. This amazing opportunity includes the brand new book by Lynette Hill, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, that details her harrowing journey from a prognosis of death to her own awe-inspiring restoration after discovering God's path for true healing, maximizing immunity, and supporting recovery. But that's not all. This unbelievable collection also includes my book, Unlocking Eden, with companion DVD that reveals the true underlying root cause behind why millions of Americans are suffering a health crisis epidemic right now completely unnecessarily. From the importance of detoxification, unburdening metabolic pathways, and maximizing methylation, the Unlocking Eden book and companion DVD collection is filled with groundbreaking information that can help you revolutionize your health and your life. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $35, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity right now, but it's available only while supplies last, so don't delay. You can visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Lynette Hill special offer.
Item number 1 today, it's Nixon's fault. Yes, it's Richard Nixon's fault that people in Chicago, mainly African Americans, shooting other African Americans, are engaging in this kind of unbridled violence. As we told you last week, Chicago had a rash of shootings over the long July 4th weekend. About 20 killed, more than 100 injured in shootings, several of them mass shooting incidents. And according to Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, it's Richard Nixon's fault. Quote, "Black death has unfortunately been accepted in this country for a very long time. We had a chance 60 years ago to get at the root causes, and people mocked President Johnson, and we ended up with Richard Nixon." End quote. Those darned root causes. Is there anything we cannot blame on those root causes? Massive illegal migration, gun violence in Chicago, those root causes. If only we could get at those roots. Richard Nixon. Jim Byron, by the way, the president and CEO of the Richard Nixon Foundation, told Fox News that Johnson was, quote, "passing the blame, in this case, ridiculously and gratuitously," end quote. We concur. This week on Skywatch TV, we continue our series with Lynette Hill, who's just got a remarkable testimony of how she overcame cancer. In fact, the title of her book is Overcoming Cancer. Valuable information for far too many, because this is something that hits close to home for many Americans. Don't miss the program. You can watch it right now at our website, where you'll find all of our video content, skywatchtv.com. You can also catch it right now over the air. Our broadcast schedule with our partner Christian Networks posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. Now, if you've got Roku or Apple TV, soon, by the way, coming to Amazon's Fire TV, Fire Sticks, you can watch the program right there. Just make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel on your set-top box. You can watch it over the internet. You can catch it at youtube.com/@skywatchtelevision or rumble.com/skywatchtv. Better yet, download our free mobile app. Get that on your smartphone or tablet. You bypass the gatekeepers of big tech altogether. We've got versions for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. And we've got links to the app stores to get the app that's right for your device at skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10 online, YouTube at 5 in 10, on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
Hi friends, Pastor Mike Spaulding here to announce the Go Therefore 2024 conference. We will gather Friday and Saturday, July the 26th and 27th at Harvest Revival Center in Brookville, Ohio. This year we welcome the following scholars, Bible teachers, and researchers: Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Joe Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Judd Burton, Pastor Paul Begley, Pastor Carl Gallups, Dr. Greg Reed, Tom Dunn, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny will be doing a book signing for her new book, Walking with God. Live stream is available. Ministry tables are available for like-minded ministries. Hotel and other information is on the conference website, www.gothereforeconference.com. Gothereforeconference.com. Looking forward to seeing you.